Lots of good news for people who use XRP. David Shores is back and talking about maybe danger, danger. Let's see what happens. Hey there, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. Right now, XRP is worth about $2.24. Wow, we're really moving, right? But once more, guys, we can't just leave you here. Either we have to stop moving down and stay up, or we have to keep going up and up, right? We have to fight our way through the many resistance places that are coming. Here comes Dave Ishworth. He's being very busy lately, isn't he? Yes, here and there, sometimes positive, and then maybe sometimes this looks really bad for the market. Let's begin by talking about XRP and the XRP community. This is really cool. Dave Ishworth tweets, "The skull looks cool, but everything else looks like cheap plastic." He's referring to a Richard Mille blue diamond skull that costs $2,500,000, 0 cents. Guys, it's here now. Wow. What does this look like at first glance? The blue is what comes to mind, right? The color blue, which seems important. Yes, it does, for sure. A guide to gems and birthstones. It's true that September is a sapphire month. Oh, okay, that doesn't make sense. I've also heard that month before. That could be the time when Bitcoin does something special. Remember that they may or may not have to make so much money if they want to do it. Just put this in your back pocket. But the head by itself, right? Guys, the head inside the watch seems very important, doesn't it? It's the same as sending us a message. So we know right away that the skull is linked to Satoshi's head, okay? It seems strange that David Schwartz is talking about the same thing here. Yes, we know that the skull has something to do with Bitcoin, and I think this is a sign that Bitcoin is about to die. Not today or tomorrow, but soon. Guys, we're getting close. It looks like they are very close. Now, are we going to fall apart any minute now? That's my question. Or do you think Bitcoin will reach $2,500,000, 0 cents, before the head goes off? You might think this is crazy. He starts selling his coins for $2,500,000, 0 cents each, which is Satoshi's head, right? I don't know. We're just trying to point this out, guys. I was shocked when I saw this, right? Especially after Ripple gave them a death skull, bring a Bitcoin figure to a museum. You should think about that lesson, right? It's interesting that everything else looks like cheap plastic. Yes, Bitcoin prices will soon be that low. Don't forget, though, that a lot of money will flow from Bitcoin to XRP. The reason I think that is that Satoshi Nakamoto told us about Wave and Ripple, right? Design book, that people who use Bitcoin never talk about literally showing off or hiding Ripple so that everyone might want to look for it. Okay, it will be the wave. The money will rush into XRP when this skull goes off. It will be the tsunami, guys. That might be the case. Really, we're not making this stuff up. The head of research at Uphold says that hundreds of projects, especially crypto projects, will fail in the next 6 to 12 months. They are quickly running out of time, don't have any cash, and the tokens are losing value. The ICO concept is finally coming to an end. It's funny that this person says that. Do not forget that he works at Uphold. That's big enough on its own. But number two is, if I remember right, Brad Gollyhill said it came out on November 9/11, then 98% of projects will just disappear. XRP won't be one of them. Okay, Bitcoin is likely a part of that number. Don't we see that these are crazy times? You guys definitely want to keep your money safe because anything can happen. Any black person can show up at any time, Mr. Poole told us. They will keep making Bitcoin go up until it stops being propped up. Still, the question is when that day will be. Only people who are inside know what I meant when I said that the more Bitcoin goes up, the riskier it is to hold. That's just my view. Yes, but it will keep pumping until that day. Don't be a bear then. What's funny about you are talking about death, right? And the terrible things that happen to all of these coins. Well, Mr. Poole put a reset counter today, June 3rd, 2020, which is today. It's strange that Davey Shores also tweeted this today. We are talking about death. That's what 5A9 means, which is again destruction or death today. There's actually a double 5A9 because June 3, 2025 on the solar calendar is May 8, 25 on the lunar calendar. This is another 5A9, guys. It's crazy, right? Also, Elon Musk talked about time to complete the circle on the same day 2 years ago. What does it mean to finish a circle? 5 times 8 times 9 add up to 360, which is a circle. Making sure of what? To finish a 5E9 with a reset? It's time to finish the circle. Okay, so what are the chances that all of this will happening? I'm not sure. However, Gold Telegraph says the chances are very high. The Fed's Jerome Powell just said the end of the Bretton Woods era in the 1970s fundamentally changed the conduct of monetary policy. This is similar to what happened in the 1970s. Does anyone know? That might be something that someone should figure out. There are a lot of different signs. Why do you bring this up now? It sounds like he's talking about a change of order when he says it this way. Guys, maybe a new way to handle money. Pay attention to this and see what colors he's wearing again. But it was clear at that point that the Fed needed to know more about what was going on in the world in order to meet our two-part mission goals. In a 1948 memo that suggested the division be made, it was said that problems in foreign economics and finance have grown bigger, more complicated, and more important over the past few years. There is no question that our economic relationships with other countries will continue to cause major problems. It is a rare economic prediction that has come true. Even after 75 years, it is still very important for the Federal Reserve to know what other countries and central banks do and how that affects the U.S. economy and financial markets. Of course, the U.S. Treasury is now in charge of setting exchange rates. Wait, what? Someone already said that was XRP when we talked about exchange rate policy. The exchange rate dropped to the E. You know what that means, right? Our stance for P is RNN. That's interesting. Guys, it said that the Nazis gave up on the gold standard. There's also talk of a change in policy, right? A plan for money. Change. What's strange about that is the color of his tie, a purple tie. That's right, the purple road goes to the Federal Reserve, which is what they're giving up. Could it be exchange rate policy XRP? I know it's all planned, but I don't know about you. He said it would happen in 1993. After almost 30 years, he worked with Ripple to build it. Bill Gates, it was about 32 years ago, right? There are a lot of things in this story that have come true today, right? Over 32 years ago, we went from phones to digital ID and coins. In 1993, he basically said that wallet PC could hold anything from digital pictures and money to tickets, IDs, and digital photos. It could also communicate itself. So that's why I said the plans going on with the XRP guys, whose name is Lucifer, were probably made a very long time ago. Not 1,000 years ago, XRP wasn't around. The past shows us the future, and the future shows us the past. I don't believe that. It could be 2000. It was probably a very long time ago that they were trying to bring it back to life through some kind of rite. This is crazy, guys. The Gates Foundation works with the blockchain project of a former CTO of Ripple. By the way, they're all Ripple projects and not other coin projects. They have something to do with Ripple. Why do Ripple and XRP come up all the time? Right on. They might be the one picked. It could be because that's why it's there. The news about Mr. Poole came out today. He sent out this chess tweet from Zero Hedge, right? Very much like what Mr. Poole tweeted, which either glows or makes the XRP sign float, right? It looks like XRP is floating or levitating, and this isn't really open, right? The door is about to open and maybe XRP will show itself. If you ask me, things look pretty crazy right now. Here's one more from the Affinity on not crypto, but Vice. Space-time is what the universe is made of in science. That's why it's stellar and wave, right? Stellar in terms of the stars and then spread, changing the timeline of the future bit by bit after events in the present change. Is that why it's bright and rippled? Because star is the same as ripple in space? Or you could say that stellar is space and wave is time. Time and space. Huh? Wow, you can change space and time. The government of the United States said they have the tools to do that. A seller is someone who deals in or has something to do with the stars, and a ripple effect is when events in the present change the timeline of events in the future. Yes, in this case, I think everything makes sense. Yeah, I mean, after reading all of this, it seems like Bitcoin is definitely not it. It was just a test to see if it would work to get everyone at some point. For now, they're going to rug pull it, without a doubt. We're bullish right now because that's what they're doing. Try to make as much money as you can.